So I went down that rabbit hole. But after months of researching, I discovered the biggest beginner secret. I almost threw away my £1,000 because I was too scared to invest in the UK. Seriously, I felt like if I blinked or looked the wrong way, my money would just disappear or go down the drain. So I did what any sensible scared immigrants would do. I shoved my £1,000 into a regular savings account and let it slowly get eaten by inflation. That was very exciting. But then I discovered the ultimate beginner hack, a tax-free account that actually makes investing for beginners doable. It's legal and it's government approved. It's called, say it with me, Stocks and Shares ISA. And honestly, it's the thing I wish someone had handed to me on a silver platter, or at least told me about it when I first came to the UK. Because now within a year, I have 19% return on my investments. And that bank account that my money was in was giving me 1%. Can you imagine how much money I have lost by keeping that money in a 1% bank account for years? Hi, my name is Yvonne, and on this channel, I share my personal experiences, career, and personal finance tips. So I will highly recommend that you subscribe, like this video, leave a comment so you don't miss any videos from me. I want everyone to know how they can make their money work for them. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how it works, step by step. So get your pen and your paper ready, because this is the guide I desperately wish I had when I first arrived in the UK. And just so you know, I didn't just stop at this video. I actually turned it into an actual PDF guide, step by step for beginners. So if you don't feel like going through the pain of doing all the research by yourself and even missing some things, because I know I missed some things at first, you can check it out in the description box. And I will tell you more about it later. But just know, if at any point you are like, I wish this was written down, it is, with practical examples as well. But for now, let's get started.
Till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind.
Let's talk about the name first, because Stocks and Shares Individual Savings Account sounds way more complicated than it is. It's a mouthful, I know, but let's break it down. An individual savings account, or an ISA, it's basically just a special account that shields your money from being taxed. Think of it as a tax-proof wrapper. Anything you put inside this wrapper and any growth you make, it's all yours to keep and completely free from UK tax. Because you know these people, they will even tax the air you breathe if you give them the chance to do so. Wrapper sounds like a wrapper. Nicki Minaj. Hey, basket. Let's think of it as a basket, okay? Everything you put in the basket is tax-free. So there are a few of these tax-free baskets. You've probably heard of Cash ISA. So Cash ISA is just a tax-free savings account. But the one we are interested in, and the one with the power to actually grow your money, is the Stocks and Shares ISA. This just means it's a specific basket that lets you hold investments like, you guessed it, stocks and shares. The main thing you need to get is that Stocks and Shares ISA isn't an investment itself. It's the account you use to buy the investment. So don't think of it as some scary, complex products. Think of it more like a special kind of shopping basket. Like I said, this basket is not the investment itself. It is what you use to go around shopping the investment. I hope I'm making sense. You can put all sorts of different things in it, different investments, but the basket itself has a superpower. Anything you put in it is invisible from the taxman. Even if your investment moves from 10k to 100k, it's not going to be taxed because it is in that basket. And if you are a UK resident, you get to have one. The government will not come and hand it to you. You have to open an account. And I'll get to that very soon, because to open one, you just need to be 18 or over and a UK resident. So long as you have a visa to live and work in the UK, you are generally good to go. So how much can we stuff in this magical tax-free basket? This is where the magical number comes in. £20,000 is the limit. If you've watched my other videos, you would know, or if you've seen it somewhere probably, you would know that this 20,000 is not just for the Stocks and Shares ISA. It cuts across all the ISAs. So if you have a Cash ISA account, a Stocks and Shares ISA account, and a Lifetime ISA account, the limit that you can put in these three is £20,000. Now, individually, they all have their limits as well. Lifetime ISA has a limit of 4k. Cash ISA after April 2027 would have a limit of 12k. But for now, the limit that you can put in it is also 20k. It means that if you put all the 20k into your Cash ISA, you are done. You can't put anything in any other ISA for the year. Do you get it? So the same thing, if you put all the 20k into your Stocks and Shares ISA, you can't put any other money in any of your ISA accounts for the year. You have maximized the limits. When I say for the year, I mean tax year. Now, the tax years run from, let's say, April 6th this year to April 5th of the following year, which is bizarre, but please don't ask me why it goes from 6th to 5th. I do not know. You already know your people. They like coming up with weird numbers and weird dates. Now, let's talk about what tax-free actually means, because this is where things get sweet, okay? The first thing is around capital gain. So your capital gain will be tax-free. For you to understand capital gain, okay, just imagine investing £20,000 and it grows into 50k, 50,000 pounds over a few years. That means you have 30,000 pounds profit. Now, this 30k that you have gained is your capital gain, okay? And outside an ISA account, HMRC will be waiting like, congratulations, now give us our share. If it's inside an ISA, you will keep your full 30k. Isn't that great? Music to my ears. And it's the same with dividends. When I say dividends, what I mean is that some companies pay slices of their profits to their investors. So at the end of the year, when they look at their profits, they will say, oh, okay, we will pay 20% of our profits to our investors. So that would come to you. Depending on the number of stocks or shares you are holding in that company, they will calculate it and give you your share. So that is dividends, okay, your share of the company's profit. And it's the same thing. That is also completely tax-free. So this is why the Stocks and Shares ISA is the ultimate cheat code for building wealth in the UK. There are no taxes to slow you down if you use it wisely. HMRC will not be lurking in the shadows. You will just have pure growth. But there is one thing you must remember. The ISA allowance is strictly use it or lose it. If you only put in 5k this year, because that's what some people can afford, the leftover 15k allowance doesn't roll over to the next year. On April 6th, the system will hit reset like a frustrated Android phone. Or you can explain, the 20k will reset every year. New year, new 20k. Now, personally, I would say have an emergency fund, right? So when I started, I was saving more in my cash ISA to make sure that I built an emergency fund, right? I looked at my monthly expenses and made sure I was saving towards 6 months of my monthly expenses. But I was still saving in my Stocks and Shares ISA. It was just a bit less than my cash ISA. When I was done building my emergency fund, then I went full on onto the Stocks and Shares ISA. Because if you are thinking of long-term wealth, Stocks and Shares ISA is where the real magic happens. All right, theory is cute, but now let's get practical. How do you actually open one of these ISAs? It's very simple. You can open it through an investment platform. Think of these platforms like it's an online supermarket. You walk in, pick your shiny tax-free basket and start filling it with investments. No security guard will stop you. Well, unless you start investing in nonsense. The real problem is choosing the platform. It feels like a life or death decision, but don't stress. As a beginner, you just need to focus on 3 things. Is the platform easy to use and understand? Are there any fees that the platform would charge? Does it have simple investment options? So please don't let this paralyze you. Don't overthink it. Just pick a good enough platform today. Picking it today is better than over-researching for 6 months and doing nothing like I did. Please don't be like me. You can always transfer your ISA from one platform to another platform when you change your mind. Now, to make things a bit easier for you, let me just share with you the 3 beginner-friendly platforms I used when I first started out. The first one I downloaded was Trading 212. Now, this app is extremely popular because it's commission-free. They don't charge anything anytime you buy or sell your stocks and shares. And they offer thousands of global stocks and ETFs. Funny story, I shared a video on the list of ETFs I've invested in so far, and someone messaged me and said they can't find it on App Store. So you see, people are looking at the wrong places. And the thing I like about Trading 212 is that they let you buy fractional shares, meaning you can start investing with just £1. Very straightforward, okay? Beginner friendly, trust me. The second app I downloaded was Plum. I downloaded Plum mainly because it was offering a higher interest rate on its cash ISA. Like I said, starting with Trading 212, I was using the cash ISA account and the Stocks and Shares ISA account. So when I saw Plum, I downloaded it and moved my cash ISA from Trading 212 to Plum because Trading 212 interest rate was lower. So moved it to Plum. So that was the main reason why I downloaded Plum. But on Plum, there is also Stocks and Shares ISA, but you would have to pay some fees on there before you can use the Stocks and Shares ISA. So I do not touch the Stocks and Shares ISA on Plum, but it's up to you. Another perk that comes with Plum is it helps round up your spending and automatically invest your spare changes for you, which is perfect if you are trying to be very consistent with investing without thinking too much. But again, it comes with a fee, so up to you to decide. The third thing I downloaded was eToro. It's perfect if you like to see what other people are investing in. They also offer commission-free stock trading and a wide range of assets, and their ISAs are powered by Money Farm. Now, I downloaded eToro specifically because, like I said, I wanted to see what others are doing. First of all, I want to build my own portfolio. Also, their cash ISA. So currently, they're also offering a higher interest rate than Plum. So I downloaded it and I have moved some of my money into the eToro cash ISA. Now, the offer is going to end by the end of this month, so you would have to take advantage. I've actually left a link for you in the description box if you also want to check it out. Just make sure you understand the fees for anything outside of stocks. But for shares and ETFs, it's very beginner friendly. Now, some of the honorable mentions of these apps that are also beginner friendly is Free Trade and Vanguard. The bottom line is modern platforms have made opening an ISA account incredibly simple. It's just a 10-minute online thing where you give them your details, your national insurance number, and link to your UK bank account. Just compare the fee structure on their websites for the amount you plan to invest and pick the one that feels right for you. If your brain is starting to feel a bit full right now, that's normal. This is exactly why I created the short PDF PDF guide that breaks all of this down in order. For example, which accounts to open first, how to avoid beginner mistakes, what to do before you start investing, and how I personally invested as an immigrant. It's literally the checklist I wish someone had given me instead of figuring everything out myself the hard way. You don't need to follow this video, but if you like things written down, saved, and organized, it's right there in the description box. You can check it out. So you finally open the account. We got our shiny tax-free baskets. Now comes the $1,000,000 question, or £1,000,000 question. What on earth do you actually put inside it? This is the thing that scared me at first. I thought I suddenly needed to transform into a trader, analyzing charts, predicting markets, and understanding things like bullish, yield, to be able to throw it around like I'm on Wall Street. Personally, I like to know exactly what I'm doing, so I went down that rabbit hole. But after months of researching, I discovered the biggest beginner secret. You don't actually have to spend months researching like I did. The simplest, easiest, most recommended strategy for beginners is to invest in something called a low-cost index fund, or an ETF, exchange traded fund. So what's an ETF? It's Christmas. Let's use Christmas gifting as an example. You want to gift some people. Instead of going to the supermarket to go and buy milk, rice, oil, and everything separately, you go to the shop and then you realize that they've already put together hampers. And in this hamper, they have one rice, one milk, toothpaste, soap, one chocolate in a basket wrapped up nicely as a gift that you can buy for yourself or you can buy for someone else. So you buy 5 of those. If in that gift, the milk that they used to package the hamper has expired, it will only be just the milk that has expired in the 5 hampers that you bought. So you can just take out the milk and everything else will still be remaining in there. Mind you, if you had bought, let's say, a box of milk, that whole box would have expired. You would have to throw it away and you would have nothing to give out. I hope I'm making sense. So an ETF or an index fund is very similar to this, but with companies. For example, you can buy an ETF called the S&P 500. This is simply a list of 500 biggest companies in the US. So Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, Google. By buying just one of the S&P 500 ETF, you've instantly bought little pieces of 500 companies. So you don't have to pick a winner. You own them all. And this is called diversification. It's your absolute best friend as a beginner investor. And there are hundreds of these baskets or hampers out there. There are ETFs that track the UK market. It's called the FTSE 100. There is one for the global market. Or if you also want to invest specifically in the tech sector, there is an ETF for that, or the health sector or real estate sector. There is specifically one for that. Now, for a true beginner, if you are in investments, a fantastic place to start is a broad global index fund. Something like the Vanguard FTSE Global All Cap Index Fund. This one fund invests over 7,000 companies of all sizes, all across the world. So you are literally betting on the whole world's economy to grow over time. And it's the ultimate set it and forget it type of investment. And the best part is that these funds have incredibly low fees because they are passive, meaning they just automatically track index instead of paying some expensive manager to individually pick stocks for you. So their annual fees are tiny and sometimes as low as 0.07%. You won't even feel it. Well, it depends on the money you actually have in there. The key here is, as a beginner, the job isn't to beat the market. The job is to be the market and do it as cheaply as possible. And that's exactly what a broad index fund or an ETF does. So that's where I started. So let's recap the simple 5-step process to becoming an investor. The first one is confirm you're a UK resident for tax purposes. The second one is choose a beginner-friendly platform. The third one is open a stocks and shares ISA account on that platform. It literally takes minutes. Deposit some money and don't wait till you get to £10,000 before you start. You can literally start with £5, £500, £5,000, any amount you have. Use that money to buy a low-cost index fund or ETF, and you are officially an investor. Now, the final and most important piece of advice is about your mindset. I don't check my investments every day. Seriously, the stock market will definitely zigzag in the short term. So when you see that, don't panic because it's completely normal. And this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a long-term plan to build wealth over 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. So just trust the process. Time here is your best friend. Keep adding money whenever you can and let the magic of compounding and tax-free growth do its thing. So there you have it. The stocks and shares ISA isn't some complicated game reserved for the rich. It's an accessible and incredibly powerful tool the UK government has given us to build our own financial future, totally tax-free. If this guide helped clear things up for you, please subscribe for simple financial guides just like this one. And I would love to hear about your own journey or any questions you still have in the comments below. Let's chat. And the beginner guide is in the link below. Whether you buy it or not, the most important thing is that you start. Because with investments, the early you start, the better. And the important thing to note is that I am not a financial advisor, and this video is for educational purposes only. Please do your own research And remember that the value of your investments can go up as well as down. I'll see you in my other videos. I'm still waiting for your subscription, oh, my brother, my sister. I'm looking at you. No? Okay, I'll see you soon.